What anime do you think of when I say best animation? Is it Demon Slayer? Mob Psycho? One Punch Man? Well, I am talking about the first season. But there's one anime you should never forget about.
Space Dundee.
Now this show is the One Punch Man Season 1 before One Punch Man Season 1 came out. And yes, I might be saying that because they share the same director. Actually, they share a lot of directors with really popular animes. One that even went on to make Science Saru. One of the most popular studios right now, responsible for making Devilman Crybaby, Dan Da Dan, I don't know what else. And the anime is about... Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this anime is really difficult to pitch, but I'm gonna try my best to do it. Space Dandy is about these three alien hunters, Dandy, QT, and Meow. That's the name, I'm not actually trying to meow. So these three guys go around the universe hunting aliens, and yeah, that's it. And low-key, this is one of the most original animes I've ever seen. The designs for the aliens, the character designs, the concept of the story, everything just feels so refreshing. It feels like sipping cold water while you're dehydrated. These stories are episodic, which means the stories are self-contained. That means what happens in the previous episode gets erased. But to counter this, I would say that the characters are extremely consistent, which might be good, but there are some episodes where the characters do develop and you kind of like wish that stuck with them. But let me tell you this. Character development is not required to have a good story. In fact, I watch One Piece, so I actually prefer it. It also really doesn't matter since we're learning the world alongside Dandy and Meow. I don't care anymore, I want to say it! I would like to say the dynamic between Dandy and his other crewmates are really good. Nobody within the main cast feels too annoying, which is rare now. And the episodes that they do get their moments in, I'm never wishing for the main character to just appear on screen because I'm missing him. It's a really well put together anime. The designs of the aliens also really intrigued me. I think Watanabe told the people who were in charge of the alien designs that they should just listen to their dreams and think of a dreamlike character. In order to have a lot of diversity between aliens, they made sure the designs were done by different people each time. Which is a lot of freaking people. There are like a bunch of gems in this show that I wish got a continued story, but that's not possible. Like this girl who was planning on joining the crew whenever she grows up, but she can't because their story ended too fast. And there was another episode where the cliffhanger was so bad that I just don't even want to talk about it. Actually, let me just speak about this for a second. Spoiler warning! Skip to this if you don't like spoilers! My favorite episode of Space Dandy is Season 2, Episode 10. Lovers are trendy, baby! The plot of this episode is that Scarlet, the girl who is the receptionist for the alien hunters, has an issue. Her ex-boyfriend is stalking her. Oh! And so out of desperation, she hires Danny to be her boyfriend for a vacation to prove to her ex that she's moved on. If there's one thing to know about Scarlet is that she's a little serious. So pretty much everything is scheduled and professional, even as far as going to make a contract for both of them to sign. Well, not really sign, but whatever. Feels my agenda. This is exactly why I love this episode so much. The parallels of Dandy being the most unserious, pathetic excuse of a man with Scarlet is not only funny as hell, but they end up slowly falling for each other throughout the week. Despite Dandy speaking to other women, spending as much of her money as possible, and using her to collect aliens. Dandy also does have an equal amount of likable elements. He's nice, actually I think that Scarlet likes some more of the negative traits more than the positive one. And for the first time in the series, we see her laugh. They end up starting to enjoy their time together until her ex catches wind of Scarlet trying to fool him. And then their relationship gets put to the test when Danny kisses Scarlet. And he kissed her in the most badass way to where my pants were soaked. Scarlet still had one more day planned, but since her ex found out, they had no use to spend it together. They kind of just say bye to each other quietly. Although when they're back to their places, they've spent so much time together that it feels off. They both have a calendar set for tomorrow's schedule, but it's left up in the air. Should they go or not? Dandy and Scarlet left in a depressive state for the rest of the day. They both decide that they want to go, except they never meet. This situation, paired with the insert song that plays in the background, which I can't play because I'll get copyrighted I think, made for one of my favorite episodes in Space Dandy. Mainly because this is my favorite relationship dynamic. I love this. I live for this. And yet the universe resets. Whilst the series does have a majority comedy, there are a lot of moments in this show where I was just actually starstruck. The fact that a vacuum cleaner and a coffee maker could make me feel moved is... Hold on, that sounds stupid, what? This scene alone was one of the most beautiful scenes I've ever seen. And of course, it's done by Yutaka Nakamura. Hold on, can I talk about this guy? This is one of the few times where Yutaka Nakamura is not doing action. And you know what? He's doing a dancing scene. Wait, no, he did too! To think that right after this scene, he ended up doing one of the most notable works of animation ever. Like, this is literally his last anime before he went to do One Punch Man. Although there's one aspect that I just have to talk about. The trickiest part about the anime appears in like the first episode and then almost every other episode too. So our main character Dandy really likes breast. And I'm not talking about the chicken. What? Now, this show is really creative, but there's just this one plot line which they go to a restaurant called Boobies, which is Dandy's favorite restaurant. And you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I can actually watch it. I can bear it, but I know a lot of people can't. But after watching a lot of anime, fan service actually isn't really that shocking to me, so I could watch it, enjoy it. I've spoken about the creative liberties this show takes, but it's kind of crazy. Now, this show was created by Shinichiro Watanabe, the person who created Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo, and more recently Lazarus, which we don't talk about. What's crazy is that this anime has 24 different episodes, with almost every single one of them being a different director, and a lot of them had their own original storylines that were done by the director. The staff on these episodes were insane. Even if I get started, it would be too long, so actually, the point of this video was for me to talk about it. I mean, we have legends. Kiyotaka Oshiyama did half of the entire look back animation whilst directing it and storyboarding it, and a lot of other things that he did. One of the most creative directors ever, Masaki Uasa, who did Tatami Galaxy, Ping Pong the Animation, and Devilman Crybaby. Shingo Natsume, which is the main director for Space Dandy Season 1 and Season 2. One Punch Man Season 1, Sunny Boy, Boogie Pop, Yutaka Nakamura, who is the GOAT of Japanese animation. And Shingo Fuji, who directed... yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop right there. I forgot to mention it, but in this anime, the music is so good. Probably because one of them is by the GOAT himself, Kensuke Uchiha. Give it up, everyone. Yay! I could have added sound effects. A crazy fact about the music is that Shinichiro Watanabe didn't want people to use music instruments after 1984. I guess since Watanabe wanted this era to be kind of like the disco era, like he usually does with his music, you know, have certain eras, and I don't know. Also, another fun fact is that the sub and dub were released at the same time. It was the first anime to do that ever, which makes sense considering how amazing the dub is. I mean, me personally, I'm a sub watcher, but for this anime in specific, I am a dub watcher all the way. Shinichiro Watanabe was asked what was the proudest moment in his career, and this was his response. I don't know if it could be considered my proudest moment, but I can talk about something I really enjoyed creating though. In terms of joy, making something for the happiness that it brought me, I really loved creating Space Dandy the most. I was able to work on it in a very stress-free way, and compared to my other works and projects, this was much more relaxing. Everything else involved a lot of work and a ton of stress, but Space Dandy, that one I enjoyed. This, in my mind, encapsulates the viewing experience you get from watching Space Dandy as well. It's a show that you could always watch turning off your brain and just watching at any time. You don't need any prior knowledge about the show. They give you a little bit of an exposition at the beginning of every episode just in case you hop in like 6 months later and you forget. This show is one of the most fun watches I've ever had watching anime, so I think that you should watch it. Watch it! If you're someone who really enjoys good animation, then I really recommend watching Space Dandy. It's one of those shows that display the firepower of the industry at that time. Before I end off this video, I just want to say thank you so much for the support on my first video. 80,000 views on my first ever video is something that's monumental. My expectations for that video was to hit 200 views, not like that much numbers. Despite a video that I uploaded getting completely copyright striked, like you can't view it anywhere, I was bummed out and demotivated for a bit, but then I read back on the comment section of my first video and that pushed me to make another one. I hit 2,000 subscribers. I would like to thank you all once again. I'm bowing my head, you just can't see it. I do want to hear what you guys have to say, so I'm opening up a Discord server where you can recommend anime to anyone or to me, and I'll probably make a video on it. If I'm not super active in that server, then I'm probably dead. I will find any way to get this My Jessup Drawing video to you guys. So you know what? In the Discord server, I will be dropping the link to view it. Hell yeah, yay! I think the My Jessup Drawing video is one of the most funniest videos I've ever made. 1 out of 3, I guess. Once again, thank you so much for your support. Like and subscribe. Bye.